Hi, welcome back to our never-ending series of occasional podcasts. I'm Nate Taves. Joining me today is an old friend from college. He is currently in the midst of a big transition or two that we'll hear about, but I'm going to introduce him by just saying his name, Mike Imholt. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Nate. Thank you, Nate. Always a pleasure. Well, not always, but glad to be here this evening, but not next.
That would make sense if we're recording tomorrow night. As is, this is our whirlwind tour.
Yeah. Gotta get my voice on record before it disappears, huh? Before I lose it.
That's what she said. I should warn you as audience members that from the outset, we do a lot of dissecting pop culture by mocking it with its own jokes and whatnot, so you'll get to hear some of that with us now, and when our next podcast shows up, you'll be hearing a gentleman we'll be talking about shortly. So that's my fair warning to the audience. As of right now, I make no promises as to when or where or how any of this will come together, but so with that, let's talk about how we met. We discussed this briefly prior to recording. Let's hear your story. They hear my voice too much.
Sure. Let's see. Well, I first arrived at the same college as Nate in the fall of 2007. I moved back to the Burlington area in the summer of 2007, and
we can say it's Burlington College. I mean, it's pretty public information on the internet.
Sure, look it up, or not. Anyway,
your pick.
But yeah, I arrived at Burlington College in the fall of 2007, and I really didn't know anyone. It had been quite a while since I had been in the area, so didn't know anyone at the school. I saw Nate and our next guest, Mr. Casey Curry, sort of around here and there. Didn't really talk to anyone. Had actually made it a point to avoid socializing for the most part because my goal was to be a serious student, ladies and gentlemen. Did not work.
As Carlin says, it's all bullshit and it's bad for you.
Yes and yes. So anyway, it was the spring of 2008 when I actually took a class with Nate, Hollywood and Its Alternatives, which was a class
predicated on disaster of Hollywood. Yes,
exactly. And that was one of the requirements that I take a class about cinema or film, and I chose that one just by happenstance. And Nate and I were sitting in the same proximity for the entire class, and we had some interesting discussions during the class, which
wound us up in trouble.
Yeah, kind of upset the instructor, but you know what?
Heidi Berkowitz, who you'll hear about on a different one of these.
No comment.
That's
what she said.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's basically how we met, and of course we talked during class and after and before, and kind of evolved from there.
I don't want to take any credit as the one that pulled you out of your shell, but I almost think that you kind of came out of your shell during that particular semester.
Yeah, I would agree, because like I mentioned earlier, I was trying to avoid socializing for the most part because I really was concerned about studying and paying attention and finishing all my work and being prudent, and it was because of my experience the first time in school, which was a complete and total disaster.
Which was back in the early 2000s, if memory serves.
That's correct. It was the 2000-2001 school year, and it was also at Burlington College. My first foray into college, and it went like bleh. So,
and that was just the film department, no less.
Yeah, that was the film department, me, and everyone else I knew. So
I'll drink to that.
So will I, and I'm out.
I'll catch you one. Just keep talking until you get it right. For those of you who are not in the privy to be in the room with us, we have a series of notes that we always kind of work off of so that people can kind of know what to go back to if we go too far off course.
Which can happen.
Oh, absolutely, and it will later. So I guess you want to give a rundown of our career together and I'll interject when I think of something?
Sure.
Right.
Well, let's see. After the class, I think it was probably towards the end of that semester, spring 2008, which would have been April, May-ish.
That's about right.
Yeah, Mayish is a bad rash. Don't get it. Anyway, wait. Nate,
does it come with pickles and onions?
And a special sauce. The ingredients of which are a national secret. Now,
that is code for they spit in your food around here.
Exactly. Yes, and they all do.
Especially at China Express.
Whoa, hey.
No, I'm kidding. They got good food. Go ahead.
They do. I won't tell you who else actually does. But,
right. We call them the grease pit.
Yeah, we'll let you figure it out. It's a nice surprise.
And they're ridiculously priced, too.
There they are.
That's what she said.
But anyway, after the class, I think it was probably upon arrival back after the summer period, probably the fall of 2008, that Nate brought up the idea of doing a live show to benefit LD Worldwide.
Learning Disabilities Worldwide.
And I thought, hey, I'm about as untalented as you're going to find.
You and I work together.
So, I wasn't entirely sure exactly what I was going to do for the show, but then Nate provided a very detailed kind of blueprint for how things should work.
The fact that we had that guy in the booth kind of hindered it, but we did what we could.
Yeah, exactly. No, the show was a lot of fun. A lot of memorable moments in the show that maybe Nate has shared with you before. Maybe he hasn't, but maybe he will.
Not yet. If you want, I can share those now, or we can save that for the Shooting the Shit episode.
Yeah, we'll save that for Shooting the Shit because there was a lot of shit going on.
Okay.
And this is rated, R for after hours because the dialogue may be a little crude. Would you agree?
I would say that this is a PG-13 that we're playing with right now by current standards of the MPAA board, but don't worry, we will get R-rated for the next few. So stay with us. Stay tuned.
Fair enough. So, let's see, probably fast forward to, oh boy, how far ahead are we going to fast forward here?
I think we jumped to spring 09, I think it was.
Was that,
That's when I approached you about the television show.
Oh, yeah. The ill-fated TV show.
Which you'll also hear about later on, so stay with us.
In theory and in concept, a great idea. It was a public access show about the college, presenting ideas. and work of the students at the college. Free promotional material, by the way.
Especially for those who didn't get that on the 12 memos that went out.
Yes. Free promotion of the college, showing off, by the way, some very talented individuals, I might add, who were attending the college, artists, and actually went through one season without a hitch under the leadership of Alan Nichols. Yeah, who
assistant director to Robert Altman, also worked on music for his movies, and is still an actor every now and again in something. The last big one being Mistletoe and Holly, a Christmas movie a couple of years ago on the Hallmark Channel.
Yeah, I'm glad I avoided that one.
It's actually pretty good.
We like Alan.
Yes, he did wonderfully on such hits as The Player and Shortcuts and A Wedding he co-wrote, and A Perfect Couple he co-wrote, and he was going to try to turn that into a Broadway musical. Sorry if I leaked anything there. I would love to see that as a Broadway musical, and I would love to see him reprise his role from the movie because it was so funny. I was rolling around on the floor laughing.
A very talented individual. What the heck was he doing there? Anyway.
Slumming, apparently.
Anyway. So there was one completed season with some very interesting guests.
Artists. You can see them on this channel, YouTube.
Yes, exactly. Artists, photographers, poets. Again, very artistic, very talented individuals. So the idea was to continue that in a second season, this time without Mr. Nichols, who was off in Southeast Asia at that point.
Mr. Kane.
That joke will probably make its way into the last segment. That's
what she said.
But anyway, it was an opportunity to continue the show. Nate approached me and said, "Hey, would you like to be, co-producer?"
An occasional host.
And I said, "Yeah, absolutely."
We had several misadventures.
Yeah, I was involved in a car accident, so that canceled the first week. Yeah, it started off rocky, and it ended rocky.
No, it didn't end rocky. Rocky did better than that.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Cut me, Mick. Cut me.
Who are you calling a Mick? I'm not even Irish.
I guess I was talking to myself.
Adrian!
Yeah, Adrian. Bring me a pint of Guinness.
Put it on, my dad, but give him anything he wants. That's what she said. Anyway.
So we had this very good concept. Now, we did have some difficulty in tracking down guests for season 2. We had a lot of flaky individuals who agreed to film and then couldn't find the time and then cut out. And so, that part was chaotic. But in reality, what we ended up with was a finished product in the filming of, 4 episodes?
Let's see, we had 2 with the Director of Student Services, Sarah Mel. We had 1 with you as a guest, 1 with me as a guest, 1 with our soon-to-be talked-about friend as a guest, 1 with a gent named Dylan Podiak.
So that's
6.
That's 6 by my count.
Yeah, and then I believe we had planned 1 with an audience, but that never came to fruition for various reasons.
Yes, exactly. So we had 6 completed episodes, and basically the format was this. We'd have a host, either yourself or myself, and we'd interview the individuals who appeared about what they were doing at the school and about certain topics.